Welcome to Anything Goes Hokkaido video and audio podcast. I'm Delaina.
I'm Shinya.
And today we're going to start out with just the two of us while we wait for our very special guest all the way from Tokyo to join us. Shinya, speaking of Tokyo, what's going on down
Yes, I'm
south?
back from my Tokyo trip. You probably didn't know because you've seen me on every week. But it was great. Stayed in Nagano for 2 nights, and then I went to Tokyo for 6 days, 5 nights, 6 days, I think it was. So a week, 8-day trip. It was good.
Yeah, lucky you. I had so much time off with coronavirus that I can't imagine taking time off now.
Finally,
when I have work.
holiday. Woo!
Yeah,
Love
your
staying
work
in
was really-
Tokyo.
Your work was really steady during this whole
Everyone was complaining about staying at home and doing nothing and things like that. But I was the busiest. It was the busiest time for me because for online teaching, everyone wanted to learn English online, so that was the busiest time for me.
Yeah, for sure. My online students also stayed quite steady, but I charge a lot more than you do, so I don't have as many students, perhaps.
Yeah, well, in Tokyo, what did I do? It's pretty much just going out drinking and eating. Usually in Hokkaido, we eat mostly Japanese food. I mean, I eat Indian food every now and again, but it's mostly Japanese food. So when I went to Tokyo, I ate quite a lot of different, Western food, international food.
Okay.
I think it was the first time I had Wendy's.
Oh gosh!
It was the first time I had Taco Bell.
I saw you post about that, and I was so busy at the moment, I didn't have time to be so envious. I love Taco Bell, and I really wish Sapporo would get one.
But to be honest,
for me.
I'm not sure if Taco Bell Japan and Taco Bell in America is different, but I'm pretty sure it's different. But it wasn't really that good. It was pretty plain.
No, that's the point. Taco Bell is not good. It's just standard, cheap ass.
But even in Japan, it's not really even that cheap. You can get a bento for the same price as a burrito. You know what I mean? So I prefer the bento compared to the burrito. Hello. Yeah, and
So,
I used to make Mexican food at home all the time, and we can go to the international supermarket and buy the soft wraps or the taco shells, and I can make my own chili con carne and things like that. So it tastes much better by myself, actually.
Of course. So I make tacos regularly at home. as well.
Overrated, I think. And Wendy's was not too bad, but as usual in Japan, the burgers are too small.
Oh yeah, for
So
sure. Did you try the Frosty? The Wendy's Frosty?
No.
Well,
I don't
like sweet, so
I don't really order dessert, especially from fast food restaurants.
Well, that's just when you talk about Wendy's, the Frosty is kind of one of those things.
Oh, really?
Super standard. Yeah, it's it's chocolate, but it's not chocolate. It's I don't know. It's kind of this weird, cool blend, but it's usually very tasty. I think it would be too sweet for me now that I'm not used to that American kill you with diabetes level sweetness.
Yeah. Well, most restaurants that had loaded fries. This is something that's a bit different. I do like the different styles of potato that they offer, especially.
Oh yeah, the Wendy's potatoes were always good, chili and cheese or something.
Yeah. Not too bad. But
I like those.
especially with the cheese, I'm not a big fan of fake cheese.
Yeah.
And they load that stuff with fake cheese, fake melted cheese. It's not that good.
Yeah.
But it wasn't horrible, but it was what I was expecting, just average, something that I would get once every 6 months or whatever.
Yeah.
But I do think, what is your favorite fast food?
Well, my favorite fast food, just because it's scarce, you can't get it here, would probably be Arby's roast beef.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I don't
you
know.
can get like these. Arby's is just a fast food chain, just like Taco Bell, Wendy's, Burger
Okay.
King, McDonald's.
Is there another name for that?
Arby's?
There's an
I don't think so. I mean, I don't only know American,
okay.
but okay. How does that sound? Is the vacuum really too bad?
You can hear it. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's take a break.
See you later.
Well, I'm just gonna stop recording.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back. Today I'm here at the share house where Shinya lives because my house is still under construction, and maybe I can put some video or damn.
No, it's all right now. It's not too
It's
bad.
not too bad. Okay, if it gets too bad, you just have to let me know so we can stop and I can edit out. But yeah, so there is a pile of dirt in bags that is like a whole nother house in my yard right now, for where they've dug under the foundation and putting these steel beams in. And today and tomorrow they're supposed to be actually jacking the house up, which means it's going to be like moving, and then it's like you don't want to be home if you don't have to be.
Yeah.
So thank you for letting me come use the study room in the share house. And once again, if you haven't seen it, to our viewers and listeners, episode 2 of Anything Goes Hokkaido for season 1 is all about share houses, and we actually do a little mini tour of this open space, shared space here. Is it? How do you pronounce the name? Well, maybe you don't want to say where you live, so never mind.
It's
pronounce the name of this place.
Well, if I say it's a share house in Gakuenmai, that's like the only share house there is. So.
Okay, well, good enough. There's another one by the same name in like Kita Ward, the North Ward, because every time
there's
I try to.
Quite a few. There's quite a few. There's one in Shiroishi. Yep. One in Odori, one in Susukino. There's even one in like Kuchan. I'm pretty sure, or Yoichi or somewhere.
Yeah,
over
Google
there.
Maps always tries to send me to the one that's like an hour away.
No.
I was like, no. So anyway, that's why I am in this space today, and why there's a vacuum cleaner, because you have included in your rental price cleaners that come twice a week, yeah?
Yeah. Well, as I said in the second episode, Mondays and Thursdays.
Mondays and Thursdays.
Cleaning.
So back to our fast food. You were asking me about like if I have a favorite.
Yeah.
So Taco Bell's a big one. Like I always usually want to get something from there when I go home, just because it's like, but you have to know what to get. It's not like everything's good. What did you get?
I got a bit of everything. I bought
You did?
a soft shell, I bought a hard shell, I bought a burrito, I bought some fries. It's like comes with a set. It's like some loaded fries with like some.
At Taco Bell?
Yeah, that's what they have
That's
there.
That's definitely a Japanese thing. American Taco Bell would never have fries.
For me, the best was quesadillas.
Okay, yeah. Quesadillas.
Oh, I like quesadillas anyway.
Yeah. 7-layer
but
burritos,
I don't think
tostadas.
I don't think they have much of an option in Japan anyway. I think they had 6 different ones. Yeah.
Okay,
and I tried a little bit of everything, and
I can understand your disdain for it now, because that doesn't sound like authentic.
No, that's why I just
the menu in America is like crazy how much options there are. So my favorite thing from Taco Bell is a chili cheese burrito. And when it first came out, when I was like back in high school, the name on the menu was like chilito, except they had to change it because that meant something really bad in Spanish, like I don't know. Or something.
Chilito?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was a chili cheese burrito.
Okay.
Anyway, so there was some like kind of scandal with that, but
you usually, when you eat burritos, you usually have rice and beans in a burrito.
It's not uncommon, ingredient-wise, but it's not like a must-be kind of thing. I don't care to have rice in my burritos. It's like extra carbs.
Right, but beans.
Usually beans, whether it's refried beans like the paste, or like in the chili cheese burrito with like chili with cheese,
Yeah, and of course, like in Japan, you order something, can I get spicy? And it's not spicy at all. So I'm just thinking.
Yeah, you just have to put the hot sauce on it.
I don't think they offer the hot sauce or anything like that. So.
Okay, come on, Japan, Taco Bell, like Japan's supposed to take everything and make it better. but that's
Bullshit.
obviously not working in this case. But I was gonna say before, if I had to pick a fast food thing I would have just been wanting to eat and craving, it would be Arby's, which is roast beef. And when I was home last summer, they had a special sandwich. It was like a maple bacon glazed roast beef thing that had like layers of bacon that was
You're
like
giving me diabetes already.
candy coated in maple syrup.
Jesus, no.
No, but it was like really good. So Arby's is nice. There was a shop in Florida when I was growing up called Juicy Lucy's, and that had like tons of like smothered and sautéed onions and stuff. Hey, our guest is ready to join us, so
we'll be back again.
Well, let's just go ahead and get him on the line and see how smooth the connection goes, and if it doesn't, I'll just edit master here.
Oh.
Okay, so yes, let's get Johnny Meyer. Yes, you should join the call, Johnny. Yes, please. We are ready.
Wow, there you go.
Hello?
Can you guys see me all right?
Yeah?
Yeah, you look
all
great.
right? Wait, is this working? Do I get louder the closer this is? Like, hello!
A little.
Obviously, a little.
A little bit. All right, make sure that it's working. I want to use this microphone and not my computer's microphone. Big difference. Let's see here. General
Definitely.
video.
Okay.
Micro default. Okay,
You shaved.
I did shave. Yeah, look at the baby face is back. I don't even recognize.
Right.
I should call my mom and be like, Mom, video chat right now. It's not gonna last long.
Yeah, I only know this because we chatted last night just to kind of get a feel for what we were going to do today, and he said he was going to shave, so.
I shaved, I showered, I even used deodorant. Isn't that crazy?
Me too. Not crazy though, it's normal. Okay, so should we call you John or Johnny?
Oh, please call me Johnny.
All right, Johnny, so you've got a lot going on down there in Tokyo, yes?
Yeah, there's a lot on my plate. Are we doing the show now, or I mean, we could
We
chit
are
chat.
already. We can edit out if you want. But
Oh, so we're
anything
doing the
goes.
show. We're live right now.
It's pretty much recording now.
We're recording now,
Recording
but
now.
it's gonna be edited later. It's live. If it sounds good, if it looks good, then we'll just go with it. If not, we'll happily Ninja Master. Edit.
Oh, okay. All right, that's cool. Yeah, I didn't know if there's like an intro or something like that or whatever.
Oh, well, we already did it.
You guys already did it? Oh, I just jumped
we've
on.
already been chatting for about.
Oh, we were
15,
talking about
10,
fast
15
food.
minutes.
So, Johnny, what's your favorite fast food restaurant?
I don't really eat that much fast food, but recently I've been going to one of our sponsors' restaurants, and it's Harry's International. It's Harry. I always say International. I don't know why I call it International, but it's Harry's Sandwich Company in Harajuku, and it's like the best sandwiches in Japan. This guy's from San Francisco, and he's got this secret sauce that he brought over. He's got all these amazing sandwiches that he's making over there, and every time I go over there, he's got a whole list of sandwiches, and the whole menu changes every so often. And I just walk in there and I say, Harry, impress me. And this guy always gives me and my friends an amazing sandwich. It's an experience. It's a very, very amazing experience. Yeah, you got to go to Harry's International. Why do I always say international? I think I call it international because he's actually from San Francisco, and a lot of the people that go in there are from like all over the world. So it's kind of cool. You know, you get people from, of course, from Japan, but you get people from America, from Canada, from Ireland, England, Thailand, all over the place. It's great. And it's kind of like this
international
vibe. Oh, yeah, it's international vibe. And it's kind of like Cheers. You know, you go in there and everybody's chatty, everybody's having a good time. I don't know, there's some magic in the sandwiches. You have a couple of sandwiches and you're like, I want to be cool to everybody. Maybe that's the beer too.
I don't think Shinya knows what Cheers is.
No, I don't.
Oh.
American 80s?
Are you talking about the TV show?
Yeah.
Okay, I know the TV show.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I thought
you were talking about Cheers as like
that.
another restaurant or something.
No. Well, Johnny's wonderful. You're so used to doing these sponsor plugs, aren't you? That was like perfect.
Yeah, and I'm also wearing my new Adidas shoes.
Do you have Adidas as a sponsor?
No, not yet, not yet. But I am drinking Asahi Super Dry beer, which is ice cold and delicious.
In a coffee mug.
Okay. See,
Oh, you guys are doing
Johnny is
video?
like,
Yeah.
Oh, great. Surprise, surprise.
You're missing
I
out on the
miss something.
Sapporo Classic.
ooh, yeah.
That is, well, maybe.
Mm.
We're gonna try and get Sapporo beer or some local, like Niseko Shuzo or somebody to sponsor us for a special episode in the future.
Oh, you
soon.
should.
Actually, Mugi Shute, which is owned by a long-term foreign resident here, is going to be on our podcast soon.
All right.
And,
Cool.
so hopefully maybe he'll give us a sponsor with some of his craft brews. That would be awesome. I was going to say for local Sapporo fast food, there is one choice. It is Jacksonville Burgers. Shinya, have you been there?
A few times.
Yeah,
It's good, but it's a little expensive.
that is true.
Yeah.
You get what you pay for.
Yeah, I
Like
guess
they say.
so. Milkshakes are pretty good. I
haven't
always
had any.
love a
Sorry.
milkshake or a thick shake at a burger place.
And here you
Uh,
said you went to Wendy's and you didn't try a Frosty because you don't get dessert.
But it's like, I don't know, like the image of a Frosty compared to like a chocolate thick shake after on a Sunday after going
Same
out drinking.
This cheaper version. Okay,
Yeah.
so while we have Johnny here on the show with us, Johnny, tell us about yourself and what keeps your days and nights exciting.
My days and nights exciting. Jeez Louise. All right, how much time do you guys got?
About 25 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay, well, I'll talk fast. Let's see. What keeps my days and nights exciting? Well, I guess that's a pretty good question. Let's see. I'm an artist located in Tokyo. I've been doing art since I can remember. I've been doing a podcast for the last 10 years, Cafe de Japan, as you guys probably know. Before that, I worked at Kawasaki FM. I was I guess I was a DJ and a radio personality for that company. Very small, very local, but a lot of fun. Let's see. I organize rock and roll and music events here in Tokyo. I've been doing all sorts of underground bands. I got a venue. Actually, I got 2 or 3 venues that I work with. My main one is Shibuya Knob. And yeah, fantastic place. 2,000 yen all you can drink. Great sound system. And it's kind of like the CBGBs of Tokyo, Japan. It's very underground. Literally, it's actually underground. It's in a basement. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I bring over a lot of international bands from the United States, from Spain, from Australia, from Austria. And yeah, actually in August, if all goes well, I got a really incredible band coming. I don't want to say the name of the band because they're kind of locally big from where they're from. And if I say that, I might jinx it. And right now, everybody's just praying that this is going to happen because we're kind of dealing with this COVID situation still, unfortunately. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If I'm not doing art and podcasting, I'm hanging out with friends, drinking. I go to a lot of bars and clubs. Not so much these days, but I try.
Wow, sounds exciting. Quick question. Is my video actually showing up for you guys?
Not at all.
No.
Why didn't you say something?
I didn't realize.
I just jumped on the show. I thought we were going to do a warm-up or something.
No.
I don't know.
No,
Okay, now it's good.
Was I not on with you before, Shinya?
No, it was on when you were with me.
Okay, so something happened when I got Johnny on the call. So
That's
you can see me
fine.
now?
It's fine. Yeah.
Okay, because I still can't see myself on the computer one versus my phone, so it's kind of weird. But yeah, as long as I'm showing up now.
You guys look great. You guys look fantastic. It looks like you're actually right here in my studio. Amazing.
Yay! Okay, so that was a really nice, wow, quite a lot of things. I'm fascinated by the radio stuff and all the music things, but since Shinya is totally not a music buff guy, and he's great with like knowing what he likes to listen to, but when it comes to all the other stuff.
Oh, I like rock and roll stuff, so that's probably my favorite genre. So would love to go to an underground session. Yeah, when I
Yeah, it's
visit
pretty
Tokyo
incredible.
again. Yeah.
Yeah.
How often do you come to Tokyo? You guys are in Hokkaido, right? Like in Sapporo, the Sapporo area?
I went there I went there, what was it, last week? And I came
You
back.
didn't call Johnny? Oh,
No,
man.
didn't know about you until I got back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she was just
so-
there getting
Well, all right. Here's the next
all
one.
tatted up.
Yeah, got a tattoo in
having
Tokyo.
fun.
Just hanging
Whoa.
out, chilling. Yeah.
Tattoos in Tokyo. Okay, that's either a really good thing or maybe a bad thing. What kind of a tattoo and where?
It's a dragon, Ryu.
Dragons are cool,
Yes,
very cool.
Dragon, and it's in quite a, what is it? Just outside of Tokyo, over in, where is it? Setagaya.
Oh,
And it's in a small apartment, I guess. I mean, the place is called Ichi Hatano Tattoos. Have you heard it before?
No, but that sounds like a real tattoo shop. It's not like one of the ones that has like the neon sign that says
No.
real Japanese tattoos. And you're like, oh, wow, real Japanese tattoos. I am on vacation. All right.
No.
So you did it the right way, Shinya. You did it the
Yeah.
right way. I've got quite a bit of ink myself, so
Mm.
actually maybe a little too much at this point.
I have 0 ink because I like the onsen and
Oh, yeah. Onsen is a big thing. Did you get your tattoos in Japan? Any tattoos in Japan?
Me? Yeah, I've got a lot of tattoos in Japan. America, Japan, Paris, yeah. I think most of my tattoos I've gotten in Japan, but they're not necessarily Japanese tattoos. I don't have any kanji that says Ego Benkyo or Onakasuita or something. I don't have anything like that. Although I've seen people with tattoos like that in Harajuku. I'm like, somebody's hungry all the time apparently. Permanently hungry.
oh yeah, my cousin in the U.S. got a kanji tattoo, and I saw him post it years ago, and I was just like, wait. Is
About
that
what?
Nintendo.
His kanji says itai. I was like, he's probably
literally after that tattoo, right?
Yeah.
I
That
think
tattoo
he was
hurt.
probably going for like pain, that kind of dark inks, but I was like, that just reads like ouch.
Ouch!
So-
It's not even like itami, it's more like itai.
Just the kanji, so.
No. Oh my gosh, that's hysterical. But that's great though. I respect comedy tattoos. Those were pretty big 10 years ago, where people got like something funny tattooed on their arm or something. Everybody's regretting it now, but at the time they were great.
I don't think he meant it that way at the time, but he's in the regret phase now for sure.
Pretty sure most people are in the regret side.
Well, I saw your tat before the show, Shinya, and it looks really good. So, are you gonna get it colored in, or are you just planning to stay monotone?
It's like a 3-stage thing. So I got the outline last week. Next session will be the inside, what they call it, the scales of the dragon, and then the third one would be the background.
Oh.
So no color. I'm not putting any color on it. It's just gonna be black and white. But so
it's definitely in the outline phase right now.
yes.
You
And
can tell
then
it's not done.
probably August, September, I might go back to Tokyo and do the second stage. So at that time, I can visit Johnny and get a few
fading.
drinks and listen to some music.
I'll
Let's
take
have
you
a
around
big-
town.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Hey, but just remember, the outline is the part that hurts the most. Once you got that done, it's all downhill.
Okay. That's good. Maybe. I mean, this was my third tattoo, and this one hurt the most, I would say. So hopefully it hurts less next. It hurts less next.
Is it addictive, the whole getting tattooed?
A little.
It can be.
Yeah.
Seems like everyone.
Pretty
I know
expensive too. Pretty expensive expensive addiction. I mean, all addictions are quite expensive, but still, yeah.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. I've got a
Yeah.
coffee addiction that's ridiculous.
How many coffees?
Well, BC, which is before Corona, I would go to a cafe maybe at least 2, sometimes 3 times a day, because I'm usually out and about all day and stuff, and sometimes I like to sit back, chill, read a book, do some drawing or something. So where do you go? You go to a cafe. So I go in, I get a cappuccino or, I don't know, like a large coffee or something, sit down, get my caffeine buzz, draw a little bit, and then go from there. And then a couple hours later, hit the next cafe. Yeah, I wonder how much I spent on coffee. Coffee's kind of expensive in Tokyo, at least like $10 a day, $15 Sengo Hyokken. Yep, it adds up. I tell you that, folks. Be careful with coffee.
For sure.
Yeah, cafe. I mean, I'd love coffee, but I have my own coffee machine at home, so I would usually make coffee at home. It's a bit cheaper, but I don't drink 3 cups of coffee a day, maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. And your dentist wouldn't recommend it either.
So is that some of your artwork there behind you, Johnny?
Yep. I'm in my studio. I've got 2 pieces right behind me. I'll just see here. I've got New York. This is a New York piece that I did, and this over here is Berlin. So yeah, these are 2 pieces that are from a show that I had right before the the Corona outbreak? I don't know what they're calling it. There's all these catch terms or whatever for the Corona virus, whatever situation, pandemic. I don't know. But anyway, so I have both of these in a show, and actually I've got a lot of artwork here.
Yeah, that's nice. I like your use of colors and geometry and contrast.
What are you working on now?
What am I working on now? I'm actually working on more cities. Well, actually, for the longest time, I've been doing a lot of stencil work, which I pretty much do at nightclubs and stuff. But because of the whole Corona situation, I haven't been able to work in nightclubs or do any live painting. In fact, I had a European tour that got completely canceled. I almost went there. Thank God I didn't. If I went there, I'd be stuck in probably Paris or Amsterdam right now, which might not be that bad of an idea. I love the food in France. But since I've been in Japan and I haven't been going to nightclubs and painting, I've just been doing a lot of portraiture and stuff, which is something I usually don't do, but I've kind of been enjoying it. I'll show you a piece right here. It's something I finished yesterday. It's like a geisha. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. So I do a lot of different kinds of artwork like this and stuff. I don't know. I guess I'm all over the board.
Yeah, it's really cool. Have you been to Hokkaido before?
No, I've been everywhere except for 2 places in Japan that I need to go to. I need to go to Hokkaido, and I definitely need to go to Fukuoka. 2 different places that are on the bucket list.
Well, you got to remedy that Hokkaido one sooner than later.
Yeah, I know.
Connected with us.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we could do the show in person.
That would be so awesome.
Better.
Yeah, for myself, I totally would be headed to Tokyo sometime in the next couple of months to use my airline points from when I canceled my tour back in the spring, but my family is still kind of dead set against traveling right now with Corona. I'm not of the same opinion because life has to go on, but we have to compromise somewhere. So looks like my points are just gonna go into the ether.
Well, you can give your points to someone, no?
No, they're not transferable, or I would.
Oh, what?
Wait, so basically, if you don't use them, they're gonna expire?
Yep. Because
oh my God, you gotta travel.
Airlines.
You just wear like a whole body mask or something, you know?
I know.
Something, I don't know.
We'll see. I'm gonna maybe just go ahead and like book a flight in case I can get my way and go, and if not, then it just doesn't work out. But yeah, I miss Tokyo. And when you said Setogaya for your tattoo, I went there to one of the venues that I had booked to perform at, and it was a really awesome neighborhood. Like just walking through there, I was really impressed by the feeling and the vibe and all these great smells of like food coming out, and the venue, love, peace, and the venue anyway was quite new, open, but Love, Peace, and Soul, I believe, in Setagaya. It was really cool.
Okay.
So I recommend checking it out if you can. I went there just for like a, Jamaican jam session the night that I was able to go. I had to hit like three venues in one night when I was on my trip just to go around and do the proper aisatsu.
Well, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, it was an amazing trip back in January. I got to rehearse with my bandmates, most of them. And one of them is a sax player from Brazil who is performing regularly with Ono Lisa, who's like a super famous bossa nova Brazilian Japanese artist. And so big world traveler. And then Peter Montgomery, quite well-known blues and jazz guitarist from the States. And some amazing Berkeley graduates as well. They were on
Cool.
my tour. And we had a lot of fun together during that rehearsal. But as many things in this life, in this year, are being canceled. I'm looking forward to getting my revenge next year.
Exactly.
Whenever.
2020 is the planning year. Stay home, plan for next year. 2021 is going to be insane. If you just stay home and you plan, like, I don't know, you're a musician, make some new songs. If you're an artist, make some new style of art or something. Do something creative. Do something that you normally wouldn't do. I mean, with me, I'm making portraits. I'm not a portrait guy, but that's what I'm doing now. But just work, plan. And when this whole pandemic, epidemic, whatever it is, plague, whenever this plague is finished, then go out and party like it's 1999. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah. Rock and roll.
Absolutely. So I keep mentioning it, that I've recorded a new song, that it's ready to go, ready to release with David Sweetlow as my producer. And the reason I haven't done it yet is because I want to do a simultaneous music video release. But I've been coming up against a little bit of drama here and there, trying to decide whether to just DIY and be completely self-sufficient, like David does, or to actually work with some professional camera people or production crews, which in my line of work with being in the airport tourism promotion videos or on TV, I know a lot of different professional people in that field. So I've been, putting feelers out, trying to check it, but looks like we're doing the DIY route, and it's just taking me a while to get my stability. I got a gimbal.
You can't go wrong with DIY. You've got all the control. When you work with professionals, it's a different story. Right,
for sure. So I bought one of those handheld phone video stabilizers, like a gimbal, and I really researched it. I knew exactly what I wanted, and when I turned it on the first time, it was messed up from shipping, I guess, and not calibrated, and it just started spinning out of control.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Earthquake.
So I found a video that I know it's possible to fix it. It should be. I just have to sit down and do it, and then I can start going out and filming. So that's kind of my plan for this nice summer season, is whenever I get a chance to take an hour, go to a park or something, I'm just going to try to film and get some skills doing the DIY.
Cool. Yeah. It's the best way to learn.
Yeah. And I mean, maybe, I'm not the best editor out there, of course, but I do all the editing for the podcast and a lot of other video things and projects in the past. So I think I can handle it. We'll definitely see. Yeah. So, Johnny, how long have you been doing your podcast? When did you
let's
begin
see.
that project?
I started the podcast in 2009. I think kind of in the beginning of 2009. I think it was maybe February. But anyway, I started in 2009, and it was so long ago. When I first did the podcast, I had to tell people what a podcast was, because at that time people were still listening to the radio in Japan. So I was like, oh my God, I've got this podcast. And they're like, what's a podcast? I'm like, well, first off, you got to go to iTunes or some other thing. And they're like, oh, you mean it's not on the radio? I'm like, no, better than radio. And I had to kind of get that across. That's how long I've been doing the show, pretty much. And we've been doing a weekly show since then, and we've got 550 episodes now, and we work with other podcasts located here in Tokyo, for example, Mega Late Show and a couple others and stuff. I've got a team, I got a crew that we work with, and it's pretty amazing. We've got tons of sponsors, and and I should definitely give a shout out to all my co-hosts, Jeremy, Tom, Ray, Paul, and our new guy, John. Thank you, gentlemen, for being on Got Faded Japan.
So you're up to 5 co-hosts then.
Well, the thing is, we don't do the show every week with everybody. Like, for example, Ray and Paul, they do a kind of a subsidiary show called Faded Films, where they watch a film that's based in Japan or has something that has to do with Japan. They watch the movie, and then they discuss it while they're drinking. And that's fantastic. That's been extremely popular. And then we've got Jeremy. Jeremy's actually the president of MMA Japan, and he's on the show. And yep, that's right. Wow, so we're going to start doing a lot of interviews with martial artists. I think that's what you call them. So a lot of people that are going to come to Japan, like wrestlers, judo experts, whatever. We're going to interview them, have them on the show, maybe learn some moves or something. I'll probably get my butt kicked. We've got John, who's our American correspondent. And actually, some of our sponsors that we have are going to start working with the show a little bit more. We've got Mitsuya Liquors, which is like I think it's the biggest beer store in Tokyo, if not Japan. They got over 300 different kinds of beers. And they're going to start sending us beers, and we're going to review their beers every week to kind of generate some business for them and kill our livers for us. But it's going to be a lot of fun. And we've got a lot of other things that we're doing. Yeah, it's just a podcast that's growing and growing and growing. I mean, right now, a lot of people kind of want to do the Joe Rogan thing. And we just kind of want to do our thing. Got Faded Japan's my pirate ship, and I'm the captain. Boom.
Yeah. So how many listeners, viewers, do you guys have currently?
A lot. A lot. I don't want to say the number. I don't want to jinx it. But we have a lot. We got people from all over the place. We've interviewed a lot of famous people, and then through them, we've actually gained our popularity in like famous groups and stuff. Like we had Kyle Eastwood, who's Clint Eastwood's son, on the show. He's
I listened to that.
Yeah, he's a jazz musician. And he's like, I want to tell you something. I'm like, what, Kyle? He's like, dude, my dad listened to a couple of your episodes. He likes them. I'm like, whoa, Clint Eastwood, dirty hair, oh shit. So yeah, that's pretty incredible. I mean, I should just drop the mic and walk away from the podcast game after that. I mean, how can I top that? But I mean, it's been a great ride and stuff. I don't know.
So you've been at this since 2009.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to get a following where you started to maybe monetize or get sponsors, or like what was that journey like?
The journey. Okay, well, the journey is
fledgling podcasters up here who are just doing it by the seat of our pants. And
No. You guys are doing fantastic. I mean, I heard your episode. The first episode I heard of yours was the one where you guys were talking about international houses, aka gaijin houses, and I thought it was a very fun episode. I thought it was very educational. I actually learned a lot, and I've been living in Japan for over 18 years. So I thought it was pretty cool. And after I listened to it, like, you guys have good chemistry together. So I was just like, awesome, cool. It's really good that, there's another another group of people in the podcast family. And in Japan, I think there's only like maybe 4 or 5 really amazing podcasts. Of course, got Faded Japan, I got to say it. You guys, Mega Late Show is a fantastic podcast. And Tokyo Speaks is actually a new one I just started listening to that's really good. So, I mean, yeah, you guys are up there. So... But all right, to answer your question, how did we start, or how did I start really kind of getting up there in the numbers? Well, it's kind of dark, but it's the earthquake, the 2011 March earthquake. We had a podcast that we're supposed to do on that day.
We had a little delay there. Can you start that?
2011 earthquake, yeah.
Oh, okay. I've been talking a lot, and I talk fast.
No, you're great. It's just there was a network connection problem, and I didn't want to miss that tidbit. So.
Oh my gosh.
Just back it up a couple bit.
Where is the G5? So let's see. It was the March 11th earthquake, and we had a show scheduled for that day. It was on a Friday, and obviously the earthquake happened, and at that time, Twitter was still new. Facebook, it's just kind of increasing its popularity at that time. MySpace and Mixi in Japan were still kind of like the 2 hot places to go to for information and to stay connected to people. So anyway, a lot of people started Googling or using any other network, I guess, search engine at that time. And they found Got Faded Japan, and they started listening to our podcast and trying to get information about the earthquake. And our numbers just dramatically increased. We went from a couple hundred to tens of thousands at that time. It was incredible. And then other podcasts overseas started reaching out to us and sending me emails, being like, what's going on in Japan? Are you guys okay? What's happening and stuff? We're getting all sorts of weird information. We don't know what's going on. So I did a lot of interviews and a couple of other, what was it? I think I did the Mediocre Show, Total Talk Nonsense. I think like 4 other podcasts. I can't even remember. But that got us a lot of exposure, and we just kind of went from there. So, unfortunately, the earthquake put us on the map. So, and that's kind of a dark part of our past. That's good, I guess. I don't know.
Well, it
helped you guys out in a way.
Sounds like you guys played a helpful role in all of that, informing people.
There's a lot of misinformation at that time.
Yeah, so good on you, but obviously that is not replicatable for us. And we wouldn't want it to be. Although, speaking of earthquakes, as I mentioned earlier, my house is currently being completely dug under the foundation in order to jack it up after the earthquake shifted our foundation 2 years ago.
Oh
So
my God.
that's why I'm here at the share house instead of recording at home, because it's too noisy. So.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, we've all seen the Money Pit, right?
Yeah. Have you, Shinya?
Yep.
Okay. Wow. You're really well informed.
Yeah.
Well, Johnny, because I have to go to work in a little bit, it's been a really nice time getting to know you, and I know we've just scratched the surface. We're going to have to plan something in the future. In fact, I think we are planning to have a crosscast where either...
Sure. Swapcast. What? Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Welcome to my world.
I would love to be inundated into your world a bit. I drink some, but we'll see if I can keep up.
On our podcast, you don't have to drink. You don't have to drink. I mean, you are drinking. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have a couple of beers and stuff. I mean, with some of the guests that we've had on the show, they drank. Some of them drank a little bit too much. Brooke Kreischer, when he was on the show, he drank a lot. Tom Green, I don't know what he was doing in Los Angeles when we had him on the show, but he was pretty interesting. But a lot of people don't drink on the show. Like we have Bob Sapp on the show. He doesn't drink any alcohol. In fact, part of his writer, he called me up. He's like, "Hey, do you have apple juice?" And I was like, "Apple juice? I don't even know where to buy apple juice in Tokyo." But he needed 4 bottles of apple juice.
Bob Sapp was in Tokyo?
Oh, yeah. He was on the show about a year ago, actually. And, it was a great episode. I mean, he told a lot about his life. I mean, the ups, the downs, and everything in between. It was fantastic. He didn't drink. Kyle Eastwood didn't drink. But yeah, the majority of the people do drink. But
So
you don't have to drink. That's my point.
But you have to
Do it
drink
either
Delaina.
way.
Just a
Yeah.
little.
I've
Yeah,
never
you
been
don't
drunk
have
in
to.
my life, so it's no problem. I know my limit.
It's okay. Neither have I.
Yeah, says the man who created Got Faded.
Yeah.
So are you doing episodes now in person, or are you like us keeping the social distance thing?
Well, about 2 months ago, when everybody all around the world went into lockdown, we decided not to have any episodes in person, but we did decide to have at least 3 or 4 episodes a week, just because, I mean, a lot of people were just doing nothing except for Netflix and drinking. So we wanted to help everybody out and just be like, yo, listen, if you need entertainment, we've got entertainment. We're going to keep the show going and rocking hard. And we've been continuing that for like the last, I guess, month and a half up to about like 2 weeks ago. And now pretty much all my co-hosts want to meet in person. Everyone's like, Johnny, when are we going to meet? When are we going to do this? And I don't know, maybe in a couple of weeks. I'm still kind of on the fence. Just because, in Tokyo, it seems like the number of people who are infected with the coronavirus is just increasing and increasing. I mean, it was like a week ago, but it was only 20 people a day. And now it's like, 60 people a day that are going to the, I don't know what they call it in Japan, but intensive care unit. So, yeah, it's pretty serious. So, I don't know. I don't want my co-host to get me sick, and I don't want to get them sick unless it's a hangover. Dun-dun-dun.
Yeah, same here. So it's still, we've got a lot of people that would prefer to do their interviews in person. I miss the vibe and the chemistry, like when we did our first episodes and we were there. Even though it's different, like now I can edit like up close when somebody's talking, and we've got some visual things happening there that were not when we just had one steady camera shot on us. So there's some pluses and minuses, but for me, like having the in-person vibe, I really miss that.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
We'll get there eventually. I'm hoping to maybe do some on-location stuff that's maybe actually outdoors, where it's a bit more free, and try to figure out. One of our future guests, Sean Clanky, has suggested maybe out at the beach in Otaru, where he lives.
Wow.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
I would love to.
That would be absolutely fantastic. You got a barbecue rocking, you got the waves, I mean, geez Louise.
Okay. I think we're gonna have to, Shinya, like, let's figure out, like, maybe we could do a yakiniku beach barbecue
Yeah, you can do that.
episode or something where we
Easy.
get some people. That'll be our early celebration for some milestone we haven't reached yet. Maybe we just need to get like so many views or something. Reach some
Hokkaido
kind of
summer
goal.
party.
Yeah, why not? What episode are you on now?
This is going to be episode 14.
This is episode number 14. All right, fantastic. Why don't you do like 25, or 25, 14? That'll be like what, a couple more weeks? Yeah, do episode number 25, and then like for big numbers, do something big. Like for episode number 500, we got on a boat, like a huge boat, and we went around Tokyo Bay. And we had rum, because it was kind of like the Pirates of Tokyo Bay, which is actually a comedy group, but we didn't know it at the time. I got contacted. It's like, hey, that's our thing. I was like, oh shit. Oh, sorry. But yeah, we got on a boat, like a huge cruise line and stuff, and we had a whole like top floor, like just for us and stuff. And oh my god, it was insane. It was a drunken mess, but it was so much fun. So yeah, wait for a big number and then do something extreme.
Sounds awesome.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
As soon as coronavirus lets us have any kind of extremities in our lives besides coronavirus.
We can make something happen.
I
Definitely.
know,
think
it's
so.
such a bummer.
I think so.
But it's the time for playing.
Yeah. All right, guys. My work calls. This has been really super fun episode so far. Looking forward to doing a cross-cast, shared cast with you on Got Faded Japan. Any
Sure.
last-minute sponsor plugs or things you want to throw out there before we end the show?
Yeah, geez. Yeah, there is a podcast called Got Faded Japan. Check it out. I do artwork. It's called The Spilt Ink, THESPILTINK. We do have sponsors. We have Mitsuya Liquors. We have Harry's Sandwich Company, MMA Japan. And if you don't listen to Got Faded Japan, because pretty much what we do is we cover the news, we drink booze, and we cover like a lot of like underground and a lot of Tokyo subculture kind of things. But if you want to listen more to podcasts that are about Japanese culture and hip hop culture and street culture and like really interesting things that are on the surface and cool things in the underground, you got to listen to the Mega Late Show. Mega Late Show is awesome.
All right. Thank you for those recommendations. We know our podcast listeners are already into the podcast world, so everybody please check those out. As always, we are anythinggoeshokkaido@gmail.com if you want to send us a message. We're also available on the same handle, Instagram, Facebook, our page, Shinya, your Shinsta_grams on Instagram if somebody wants to get a hold of you. And I'm Delaina Miyazaki on most of my handles. And this has been another wonderful episode of Anything Goes Hokkaido. We can't wait to see you guys next week. And check out Got Faded Japan.
Thank you for having me,
right.
guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Yeah.
Johnny,
Bye.
And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
As always, a huge thanks to everyone who's made this podcast possible, especially our guest Johnny from Got Faded Japan podcast and the Spilt Ink art. Also, we have highlighted a number of Tokyo-based musicians, including Lisa Ono Bossa Nova Music, which has an event coming up this week online. Check it out with Gustavo Anacleto on sax. Also, please check out the other artists we highlighted, like Clint Eastwood's son, Kyle Eastwood, and his jazz music. Love you guys always, and let's go Hokkaido!